Is the C5 Corvette's rear end a masterpiece as is, or is it missing something? That's a question I've asked myself many times throughout the years, and I suspect that you may have as well. Even if you think the C5's rear end is wonderful, we sometimes modify our cars so that we can stand out from the crowd, or perhaps we just want to accentuate our own automotive attitudes and we want our C5 Corvette's appearance to do the same. Whatever your reason might be to add a spoiler to your C5 or to keep it stock, let's take a look at 10 different spoiler options from mild to wild so that you know what's available, and hopefully it will help you to decide if there's a spoiler in your C5's future or not. We'll do all that and a whole lot more next.
Toys for Life.
Let's start off with perhaps the three most common, smaller, low-priced, and easy-to-install spoilers on the market. That would be the three different spoilers offered by Spoiler King. Version number 1 is the slimmest design offered and currently goes for $129. Version number 2 is still conservative, but is clearly larger than the first option. And finally, version 3 has a center cutout for a little more flair and runs $350. All three versions offer a relatively conservative way to set your C5 apart from the other C5s on the road without making a dramatic change to the fundamental C5 design. All three spoilers can be painted to match your C5's color, or you can leave it black so that it contrasts and stands out a bit more. For more information on the Spoiler King spoilers, including the installation process, be sure to check out the Driver's Corner and YellowVet04 YouTube channels. Next up, we've got another conservative choice, and this one is offered by C7 Carbon. It's their beautiful ZR1 style spoiler, and it has become quite popular, and for good reason. It can be had in fiberglass, which you can paint as desired, or you can step up to the carbon fiber model because it just looks awesome. The fiberglass version will set you back around $390, while the carbon fiber version adds another $150 to your bill. Caravaggio, or maybe I'm butchering their name, maybe it's Caravaggio. I'm not really sure, but either way, they've got a very popular spoiler known now as the Skunkworks spoiler. This spoiler is a little bit bigger but still on the conservative side, but what makes it stand out are the extensions that continue forward to overlap onto the rear quarters. Now, I'm not entirely sure who was the first with this design, but Corvette Creations, I think with a Z, or maybe it's an S, has a very similar model. Oh boy, this next spoiler might ruffle a few feathers, and it is probably one of the larger wings that I think actually kind of works on the C5. C5s are owned by people from 18 years old all the way to 95. I think it's pretty cool, and it's nice to see something different once in a while. It's the ARP GTC 300, and it comes in on the expensive side at just over $1,400. Next up is what I would consider a middle ground spoiler, not too mild and not too wild. Let's take a look at the C7 Carbon Race Edition spoiler. This one makes a noticeable and fairly bold statement for those that want a spoiler that stands out, but is not necessarily shouting from the rooftops. Plenty of flares and curves. The C7 Carbon Race Edition spoiler is available and painted for around $390, and if you prefer, carbon fiber for around $540. The urethane duckbill bumper from Corvette Creations is different from all the rest because it is a complete replacement bumper assembly with integrated spoiler. Some assembly and painting will be required, but the results clearly differentiate this offering from all the others. Pricing comes in at about $600, and of course, whatever you'll have to pay to get it installed and painted. This next spoiler is pretty darn popular, being used by fellow YouTuber My Corvette Life and many other C5 enthusiasts. It falls into the conservative category and offers subtle design characteristics that enhance the existing C5 lines. This spoiler has one big problem though, and that is it is currently discontinued, which is a shame because it was a very attractive and popular offering. I've got one more for you guys, but before we get to it, I'd just like to say thanks for hanging out this long. I do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. Now, the final wing is the RC7. I haven't seen too many of these out there, but they are around, and it's kind of a wicker bill style spoiler that's become very popular on the C7 Corvette. And as far as I know, the RC7 is one of only maybe a couple of wicker bill style spoilers for the C5 Corvette. So I've done all the talking, but what do you guys think? Which one of the spoilers that were shown today do you think looks best? Did I leave out your favorite? Or do you think the C5 just looks good without a spoiler, doesn't need one? Let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to know your thoughts. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'm going to leave you with a few more spoilers that I really don't even know who makes.